All right, what up, Who That Nation? This is No Cap, No Filter Saints. I'm your host, Marley G. And man, oh man, the Saints organization is just up in mayhem right now. It's just a whole lot of madness everywhere. Everywhere you look is some type of controversial take, some type of drama. I keep on telling y'all. My mama had the stories when I was coming up in the 90s. She watched General Hospital. She watched All My Children. And she watched, just all these little stories. All I gotta watch is the New Orleans Saints. It's enough drama. It's more drama than any reality series you can watch on television right now. VH1, BET ain't got nothing on what's going on Airline Drive. I could promise you that. Trav 504 says, "Who that, everybody? What up, Trav? Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome to the stream, man. I guess we might as well start at the top, man. We might as well start at the top when it comes to everything that's going on in New Orleans. Because right now, it's just so much things going on. It's so many different topics going on and so many little side missions we're going to get into. But we're gonna go ahead on and start at the top first of all, for starters. Mickey Loomis had a little conference or interview, and he basically said that he believed in the guys that we have in the building. He basically said that, you know, Dennis and P. Carmichael are the right guys that we have to get things right. He said we're getting a lot of yards. We're the 12th ranked offense. And, despite everything that's been happening, the ship is not sinking and we are a contender. Gundam says, "What up, Trav 504? What up, Gundam? Welcome to the stream." Yeah. He basically said that, he believes that Pete Carmichael and Dennis Allen and Derek Carr, we could fix all this. We 12th rank in offense because of yardage, but we're not punching it in the red zone. We're not doing play action. Um, we're not cashing it in the red zone. We'll miss field goals here and there. What else we doing? We turning the ball over now. It's a lot of different things that we're not executing on, but they just want to hang their hat on us being the 12th rank, which is maybe around the middle of the pack, a little bit better, and the fact that we just one game out of the division lead. So they looking at a lot of moral victories, and me, I don't look at moral victories. Like, winning the divisions is not the standard to me. Mikey Saints fan for life. Bad, no, stupid. Oh yeah, yeah, Mikey. It's a lot of stupid shit going on within the organization right now, and Mickey Loomis is to blame. I feel like he the one who brought Dennis Allen back. He's the one who let Dennis Allen get Pete Carmichael. He's the one who went out there and gave Dennis Allen his quarterback and Derek Carr. And you got to just start to look up top and then say these were just bad moves. Is it a hindsight? Is it a hindsight take? Maybe so, but it still were bad moves in the end. Like, we got to just go off the results. The results are we're not a winning football team. We're a poorly coached football team. We're a poorly prepared football team, and I feel like the players has checked out. And a lot of this to blame is Mickey Loomis. Now, Mickey Loomis' job is to build a good roster, give good contracts to spread everybody around so we can have a good contending team and get the right people in place to have sustainable success for the team. You know, um, and before the season, it seemed like we had a good thing going on, but I kept telling people, I said the only thing that could deter this season is injuries, which we're just starting to have injuries, maybe like 11 weeks in, and the coaching staff. I said that's the only thing that could deter this season from being a success or from being a failure. And long and behold, is of course it was the coaching staff. He decided to hitch his wagon to Dennis Allen. He brought Dennis Allen back. They seen how offense was looking, and they still brought Pete Carmichael back. They haven't fired Pete Carmichael all across the league. Coaches been firing their offensive coordinators. Even winning teams been firing their offensive coordinators because they know it's not sustainable to build success and make a run. If you're gonna go for a run for it, and you know that this car is going off the rails, you're gonna, you know, make a pit stop and make some necessary changes and get back on the road and get the ball rolling. But it's like we're going off the rails and we just headed for an accident waiting to happen, and we're not doing anything about it. We looking at all our mirrors, we seeing everything in all our mirrors that could tell us, oh, this is going to be an accident. We seeing that the wheel is being shaky. We seeing that the brakes needs to be changed, but we not making that pit stop like other teams. We're not making that pit stop and making the necessary changes to get the car back right, and that's no pun intended. All I'm saying is Mickey Loomis, if he decides to bring Dennis Allen back, I think he needs to go too. I feel like Mickey Loomis did a good job with building this roster. I feel like we had a good competing roster. You can't tell me that our roster can't compete with the likes of the Lions. You can't tell me our roster can't compete with the likes of the Cowboys. Like, we have the players. We just ain't got the coaches to get the most out the players. We ain't got the coaches to get the players in the right position to succeed. You know? And I said before the season started, I said that's the only way this season could not happen for success. Like I said, I thought we would go 11-6. I said our ceiling is 12-5. Our floor is 10-7. And my prediction was 11-6. And it's looking like we're gonna go maybe 9-8. I wouldn't be surprised if we go 8-9. Now if we go 7-10, that's just pathetic. That's embarrassing, especially with all the luck we got, the schedule we had, weak schedule, got even weaker when we didn't have to face some of these extra mobile quarterbacks and facing their backups, and it was just as productive. The fact that we have gotten lucky with our injury on our side for once, because Lord knows the past couple of years we've been getting the bad stick of the injury bug. And 10 weeks through, sure, we've been pretty relatively healthy with the players that we really counting on out there. We've been relatively healthy. And the injury guards just said, you know what? Y'all ain't doing nothing with all this blessing I'm giving y'all. Y'all fumbling it. Y'all squandering it. I'm gonna give y'all a relatively healthy season, and y'all still not gonna produce. You know why? Because that trifecta of Dennis Allen, Pete Carmichael, and Derek Carr. Keeping it real, who that sports? What up, Dolph? Family, how you doing? I'm all right, Dolph. Come on in. Jerry G says, "What up, Dolph? What up, Jerry? Welcome to the stream. You being very generous with 9-8. Man, 9-8 is a failure to me because it's not a double digit winning season. Like you had everything going for you. You had uh everything on a silver platter for you, and you don't put up double digit wins. But they're gonna take a moral victory and say, well, Dennis Allen has 9 wins this year. That's an uptick. That's going in the right direction. He's never won that many games in a season. Maybe next year we'll bring him back and maybe he can get us to 11, maybe even 12. That's what they're gonna say. That's what they're gonna say, family. And if he get brought back in 2024, a lot of the fan base are gonna cancel their season tickets. Um, Jersey sales will go down. Um, I think a lot of fans gonna protest. I want the fans to protest this Sunday in the Lions game. If you're going to the Lions game, I want you to have signs. I want you to have banners. I want you to have pitchforks. Hell, even brown paper bags with "Fire Dennis Allen" on it. Let our outcry be felt. It's being heard, but I don't think it's being felt. I hope Gail Biss is at the game and on the sidelines, and I hope she sees this. Now, if you go to the game, you are purchasing a ticket. And that's what a lot of these owners really care about. They care about ticket sales. So if you're going to purchase the ticket, at least combat that ticket sale with protesting and let your outcry be seen and felt. If you can't go inside the game, go ahead on and protest outside the dome. It don't matter. Just this game will be on broadcasted nationally, I believe. So That's the best time to put our best foot forward and do our best to let the organization know that we not feeling this. We are not feeling this. We're not even having fun in these losses this season. At least when we were going 7-9, those 3 seasons with Sean Payton, yes, that defense was miserable to look at. But at least it was fun because you knew Drew Brees was going to put up 30, 35 points. Because that's what he had to do in order for us to give a chance to win. At least you could have fun with a loss. Like, oh man, that was fun, man. Jimmy, Drew Brees, he went off today. Brandon Cooks, he had a good game. Michael Thomas, that's a rookie. He gonna be something special. Like, at least you had all that looking forth. Mark Ingram, he finally coming into his own. You had all that to look forward to. Right now, we ain't got nothing to look forward to. None of the rookies are really flourishing. None of the young players are taking that leap forth. Dennis Allen, he hangs his hat on defense, and he can't even do that right now. The only person who's really flourishing this season is Adebo. Everybody else, they're not really doing much. Carl Granderson, he's doing the best he can. Like Carl Granderson, he had a lot of tackles the last game, I believe. I think it was the last game, or maybe it was the game before. But he's doing the best he can out there. But he just can't get home sometimes. But you can't expect Carl Granderson to be a Michael Parsons. He's not just going to get home like a TJ Watt. Like, he's going to do the best he can out there. And I believe he's doing the best he can. It's just sometimes when it comes to defense, it's all about angles sometimes. If you catch a offensive player on the right angle, he could escape. And that's just be the break sometimes. But Mickey Loomis, he did his job as a GM. He put this roster together, and it was a competitive roster. He gave his coach what he wanted. You're supposed to do that. You give your coach his quarterback that he wants. He tried to do it with Deshaun Watson. We just missed out. The Browns gave Watson the offer he couldn't refuse, and the rest is history. And maybe Watson, when using the Saints, is a little leverage to make Cleveland just bump up the price. Put the bit in the wall with New Orleans and the Falcons, and then just have a dog cuss come out of nowhere. Well played by Watson's agent. Well played. I could see us losing to the Panthers. We barely beat them with our starters. Yeah. Last year, you don't remember we lost to the Panthers when the quarterbacks had a QBR rating of less than 20. That's coaching. That's coaching. The Panthers fired their head coach, played us, and still beat us. Mid-season fire and still beat us. They did it again, so I won't be surprised if it happens again. And teams, they kind of take a stand when a coach get fired or whatever. When a new coach come in the building, they kind of like play a little hard, especially if the players ain't like the coach. I don't know if the players ain't like the coach. I don't know what's going on in Carolina, but I hope they continue to suck because that's our rivals. It's a shame what happened to that kid, Bryce Young, because I feel like he got talent. And it's just a shame all these little news articles coming out about how they wanted CJ Stroud instead. It's just it's a mess over there. It's a mess over there in Carolina. And New Orleans want to look like such a prestigious organization, but you got Michael Thomas every other day. He's leaving an encrypted message on social media. You got Will Lutz. He's liking tweets. Chris from Brute Crew is talking about fire Dennis Allen. He's liking all that. So former players are even coming out, even like putting their 2 cents in indirectly. That is sad. But you want to be like the Steelers so much, but they fired their offensive coordinator, but you kept Pete Carmichael, a guy who didn't want the job in the first place. And now it's coming out that a lot of offensive coordinators turned down a job because they didn't want to work with Dennis Allen. Ryan Nielsen, he turned down Stan again because he didn't want to work with Dennis Allen. Chris Richard, he's a high voice in the locker room. He's an alpha male. Dennis Allen couldn't take that, I don't believe. That's why Chris Richard is gone. Let's see what Dolph says. Do you honestly believe this current Saints, as it is constructed, to tie or surpass last season's win total? Man, last season so far out of my mind, I forgot what our win total was last season. How many wins did we win last season? I believe we can surpass it. Like, it's not it's not that hard to surpass it because we, at the end of the day, we have an easy schedule. And now, if we come out not beating these teams, that's even more evidence that this guy just not it. I don't believe they will, Dolph. I don't believe they will. Snakebite and Trav says they don't believe. Well, my thing is this. I forgot exactly what our record was last season, but I know it was a losing record. I don't know if we went either 7-10 or 8-9. They finished 9-8 last season, I think. I don't think we finished 9-8 because that's a winning record. Like that's one game above 500. I believe we had a losing record last season. I think we went like 8-9. We went 7-10, Trav. I'm not sure. I'm sure Jerry know. Jerry probably know what our record was exactly last season at the end of the season, Jerry. Um, but yeah, man, like I said, Mickey, he says he believes that these guys, are in a successful position to succeed. Like, I don't believe that. You look at the numbers. Pete Carmichael, we last in the league at play action, and even if we was to double our play action, we'll still be a very low rated play action team, and that's not playing into Carr's strengths. Do I think everything is to blame on Carr? No, I honestly think that it's like 65% Pete Carmichael's fault, the way Carr's looking the way he's looking, because they don't play to the man's strengths. Even Jameis Winston, they don't play to his strengths. I think if we had Ben Johnson here, Ben Johnson have Carr looking no different than Jared Goff. Jared Goff ain't just, no elite quarterback. He's a pretty good quarterback. And he's a pretty good quarterback if he has the right pieces around him, if he has the right coaching to get it out of him. Will he make mistakes? Yeah. But your expectation of Jared Goff ain't the same as a Josh Allen. It ain't the same as Patrick Mahomes. And that's the same how I felt about Derek Carr when he first came in. When Derek Carr first came in, I said, damn, why are we paying all this money to Derek Carr when we got Jameis Winston? I didn't think that Derek Carr was that much leaps and bounds better than Jameis Winston. But I said, okay, well, they don't believe in Jameis Winston. So if they want Carr, if they feel like that's their guy, they got to have their guy. Because I feel like it got to be a head coach quarterback marriage to have success. That duo has to like each other in order to have success. And I felt like, okay, well, if Allen will rather Carr over Jameis Winston, that should translate to success. If Pete Carmichael can't handle a Jameis Winston like a Sean Payton can handle a Jameis Winston and get him to be efficient and get him to settle down and get him to listen, and Derek Carr supposedly supposed to know how to read defenses better than Jameis Winston. He supposedly know how to check out a certain plays and audible into the right play. He'll have like 3 different plays at the line of scrimmage at his disposal to check into. Okay, well, maybe this could work with Derek Carr. But talent-wise, I said I don't think Derek Carr just leaps and bounds better than Jameis Winston. But if that's their guy, if that's their person that they feel like can fit their system better, then okay, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm not giving hindsight takes because something ain't work. I'm giving you the takes that I had before the season even started. I said the only way this ship gonna sink is because of the coaching staff or injuries. And you can't blame injuries because injuries ain't start happening till 10 weeks in. The coaching staff ain't getting the most out the players. We don't do play action. We don't do uh motions. We don't do um we don't do a, lot of sticking to the run when the run game is working. We don't do a lot of things. And I don't know if they don't do a lot of motions and all that because they don't want to get more flags than we already get. But if they're going to get flags, you need to keep practicing and train on it. We like 12 weeks in, and now we're training an extra day in the red zone. Why it took this long to do that? We 12 weeks in, and we're bringing in an extra kicker. Why it took this long to do that? It's the coaching staff. They. I don't. It's almost like it's almost like the NFL really just gave us a script to read and say, yeah, y'all got to do this because we got y'all going 8-9 before the season. So I don't care all your expertise on Dennis, all your expertise on defense, Dennis Allen, throw it out the window. All your expertise on offense, Pete Carmichael, throw it out the window because it don't make no sense how we are the bottom of the league in play action when that is Derek Carr's strength. It don't make no sense how the tight ends are just not involved in the offense when we have all this tight end talent and we don't get them involved. It don't make no sense. It's almost like they told us to be bad. Don't play to your strengths because that can have you with success. It's almost like that. Jerry and Dolph said we finished 7-10 last season. Okay, well, to answer your question, Dolph, you said, do you think we can be at a tie or surpass? I think we're gonna go like 8-9, Dolph. I think we're gonna go like 8-9. And to them, that's gonna be a moral victory because we were one game better than we were last year. This organization gonna take any victory any way they can. They're gonna take a moral victory all the time. So even though we're the 12th ranked offense, but we're not punching it in the red zone and we getting all these empty calorie yards and all these garbage time yards, that's how they look at their moral victory. They don't care about what they do in the 20 to the end zone. They care about, oh, they're moving the ball upfield. Dennis Allen said, we're an explosive offense. That's what Dennis Allen said. We're an explosive offense. Do I believe that Mickey Loomis is going to come on that press conference and just throw Dennis Allen under the bus? No. But the PR team for Dennis Allen and Mickey Loomis are just a piss poor PR team. Like whoever they got coaching them when it comes to speaking to the media are just piss poor. And you could tell because the players get the same type of coaching. But the players, they just going to throw encrypted message on social media, and they're going to like tell you indirectly through body language on the interviews. Alvin Kamara did it plenty of times. The players got to come to their own defense for each other. Oh, Alvin Kamara said, "Oh, the players ain't lose the locker room. We fighting for one another, but we not fighting for this coach." Sean Salisbury said on Matt Moscona show, he don't believe that Dennis Allen gonna have the players running through a wall from him. They'll run to the wall, they'll knock a few bricks down, but they're not gonna run through that wall. The players run through the wall for DeMeco Ryans. Hence the success they got in Houston right now. You know, it all depends on where you at, what system you in, and the players around you in that locker room. Everybody jumping all over CJ Stroud. If CJ Stroud and Bryce Young, if Bryce Young went to Houston, Bryce probably had the same success as CJ Stroud. Because of the players they got around him, because of the system they got around him, because the players believe and they buying into DeMeco Ryans. I don't think Dennis Allen had that in him. Why y'all think they did not want to go on Hard Knocks? It ain't because they just don't believe that that's going to be good for their team and their image and it's going to be a distraction. No, they know because they boring. They are a boring team. Dennis Allen know people would rather watch paint dry on the wall than watch him. You can listen to Dennis Allen press conferences and go to sleep. Some people listen to YouTube to go to sleep when they listen to raindrops fall. You ain't got to listen to raindrops. Go listen to a Dennis Allen press conference. And then when it comes to his quarterback, he boring. Jameis more exciting than him. From his character to his play, to his mental makeup. It's boring. It's bland. It's a fraud. I don't like nothing about Derek Carr. I don't like his mental makeup when it comes to him as a teammate. I don't like his mental makeup when it comes to his processing. I don't like his makeup, period. Like literally. Because I think he got on eyeliner. It looked like it looked like he's gonna be Count Dracula or something for Halloween. That's what it looked like. But I digress. You got Thomas Morstead putting up Will Lutz as the kicker of the month or something like that. Hashtag stay salty. So even Thomas Morstead, Will Lutz, all these guys are just throwing jabs at Dennis Allen. I'm surprised Blake ain't say nothing yet. Maybe he's taking the high road. We all seen the signs when soon as he got head coach, he got CD up out of there. If we'd have hired Doug Peterson, I know Doug Peterson would have kept CD. Just imagine if we would have kept CD and put him at safety and still drafted Alontae Taylor. Wouldn't this defense look much faster? And a lot of people are talking about the defense is slow and we're not fast, we're old. Man, we got a lot of young players on this defense. We got a lot of young players. I feel like it's the scheme. Yeah, we got an older player at every level, but some of them don't even really matter. Like Tyron, Tyron is out there still getting picks. And a lot of times when Tyron is matched up with someone one-on-one, he shouldn't have been in that situation anyway. I think Tyron should be like a zone type of person or somebody around the line of scrimmage. He shouldn't be out there deep checking wide receivers and checking super athletic tight ends. He should be around the line of scrimmage, sniffing for a turnover. That's what he should be doing. When it comes to Cam Jordan, yes, he's lost a step. He's definitely slower. When it comes to Demario Davis, yes, he's lost a step. He's definitely slower. Pete Werner, he's definitely regressed. I don't know if it's an injury or not, but throughout his first 10 years in his career, he's always had an injury that sidelined him. This year, he's been playing damn near every game, so it's like maybe he's just playing through his injury. I don't know. But he's definitely regressed when it comes to his playmaking ability. He's definitely regressed when it comes to his coverage ability. But when it comes to people saying we're slow and all that, I don't really think we're slow. I think it's the scheme. We rush 3 people a lot. That's why we don't get home. Dennis Allen don't believe in blitzing. I don't understand why you don't believe in blitzing when our secondary is one of the best in the league. Our secondary is leading the league when it comes to interceptions. So why you don't blitz more? To me, that's one of the keys to getting these mobile quarterbacks rattled, because they can't just step up in the pocket and just, deliver darts. They're going to try to escape and hope a wide receiver break up their route and then try to get a completion like that. So my whole take on it is, I feel like Dennis Allen, by him being a head coach, he's taking a step back in calling his defense. Because it's the scheme. We're only rushing 3 a lot. And when we rush 3, they ain't really got to worry about Cam because Cam's slow. They sending a lot of their attention on Carl Granderson. And Colin Sanders, I keep telling y'all, that fullback package is his saving grace, because he was supposed to come in and be that force in that interior. And he hasn't impressed me. He hasn't recorded 1 sack, I don't believe. I don't believe he's recorded a fumble. Like, when it comes to getting pressure up the middle, like, I think Malcolm Roach been playing better than him. But I'm going to open up the phone lines. See if anybody want to come chime in and, come speak their piece on what they see going on with the organization. All right, that's the phone lines open. Anybody want to come talk? We could come talk Saints ball. Gonna try to have it, not too long, because the Seahawks and Cowboys game gonna be starting in like the next 30 minutes. But yeah, I don't think the defense just real slow. I think it's the scheme. We can't stop mobile quarterbacks. The run game, we we used to be shutting down the run game. We used to be shutting it down, but now we can't. And they talking about we a playoff team. How? How are we a playoff team when all the ingredients that you need to be a successful team in the playoff, we don't have it. We don't have a good coaching staff. We don't have a good play caller. We don't have a good quarterback. We can't score in the red zone. We don't have a good special teams. We don't have a good pass rush. We don't have a good run defense. We don't have a good run game. You need at least most of that to have success in the playoffs. We don't have none of that. None of that. Usually a team, they might not got the quarterback, but they got the defense and they got the run game and the special teams. Usually a team, they got the quarterback, but they don't really got the defense like that, and they don't really got the run game like that, but they got the quarterback. Usually a team, they got they usually it's either one or the other. It's either one or the other. We don't have none of them. We don't have none of them. You know? So take that for what you will. Take that for what you will. I kept saying Jameis Winston, and Jameis one kept saying it. He told us all before the season started. Don't eat the cheese when it comes to Derek Carr. This is a bad mistake. Jameis Winston is very good in the play action. Jameis Winston has a good deep ball. Jameis Winston could score in the red zone. Like his red zone numbers are very high when it comes to the NFL historically, actually. So it's like all our shortcomings, Jameis Winston would have been doing that. Even before the injury Carr had in Green Bay, which I think plays a factor into his game when it comes to like accuracy and his deep ball and stuff. Even before the injury, I kept saying like, man, Derek Carr, he's not hitting a lot of these players in stride. You want to hit receivers in stride. You want to throw to a spot, not at the receiver. Carr is throwing right at the receiver. When we played the Falcons, I think Alvin Kamara had Caden Ellis on the wheel route. All Carr had to do was throw the ball in the end zone. And Alvin Kamara would have burnt Caden Ellis and caught the ball. All he had to do was just loft it. Just loft it. Just loafed it with a little touch. But he couldn't do that. Alvin Kamara would have damn sure burnt Caden Ellis. But he threw it at Kamara. Like it was a back shoulder. Like, why's you doing that? The Rashid Shaheed played when he got hurt. Didn't hit him in stride. Had to adjust his body. Got him hurt. And it's just so many other plays where a receiver is just clearly got a cornerback burnt. And Derek Carr throws the ball, but the receiver got to come back to the ball. Just like Olave when he got hurt. All Derek Carr had to do was lead that about 3-4 yards in front of Chris Olave. And see, Jameis Winston could do all that. Jameis Winston could do all that. And when you could do all that, team's going to back up and respect that deep ball. Team's going to get up out that box. And that could have more success for Alvin Kamara when he's running. Because like I said, we can't run the ball. Did Doug Marrone get the offensive line right? Yeah. When it come to passing, but we can't run the ball. And I don't know if that's his scheme on his O-line or if that's just Pete Carmichael's scheme. I don't know. But maybe we need to change up our whole philosophy when it comes to our offensive line and us running the ball because I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I'm not sure what our long is when it comes to running the ball like a regular run, not no jet sweep, not none of that. Like a regular running play. I'm not sure what's our longest run, and from an actual running back, not Taysom. Because see, these jet sweeps and Taysom, all that is skewing the numbers. All that is skewing the numbers. And it's sad because on the New Orleans Twitter account, they got a graphic up where they're saying, 7 miles, and they doing like a Detroit reference and whatever to the Superdome. And they got Taysom Hill on it. They ain't even got Derek Carr on it. And Derek Carr, he's been trending since yesterday. Everybody been on his ass ever since that Nick Underhill post. And Nick Underhill, he used to kind of tap dance around like questions around Dennis Allen. I used to go back and forth with Nick Underhill on Twitter. And he used to kind of tap dance around Dennis Allen. And, I used to be like, man, this dude here, he either shielded Dennis Allen or he's delusional too. But by his job, I said, okay, well, I can understand. They probably are blackball him if he really just go on a tirade about dude. But lately, true, Nick Underhill been a renegade, and Mike Triplett. They've been talking about Dennis Allen. They've been talking about Derek Carr. Everybody been getting a third degree. But that post that Nick had put when Derek Carr was like, "Oh, I ain't gonna tell y'all what we do. I ain't gonna give you no answer. I'm gonna just say a word that don't mean a whole lot of nothing." When he said that one that got like over 1 million views. It got like over 1 million views on Twitter, man. That every Saints fan reposted that on Saints Twitter. So it's just been it's just been duck hunting season for Derek Carr, and I think he lost the culture. I don't think he gained the culture anyway. He never really embraced New Orleans culture from the get-go. Like, as soon as he came out here, his first meal was Chipotle. Like, why? Like, why would you do that? Why not go get some type of Cajun dish that you could embrace the culture with? That's all you gotta do when it comes to the city of New Orleans. Just embrace the culture, and we gonna fuck with you. Show us that you down to earth. Show us that you care. That's all. You ain't gotta be too good for us. Show us that you one of us now. Cam Jordan, he's been doing it his whole career. Alvin Kamara, he used to ride his bike to the games. Like, show us you a part of the community. That's all you got to really do. Because right now, when it comes to this organization, ever since Sean Payton left, we done went from gumbo to goulash. We ain't got no seasoning. We ain't got no swag. We ain't got no culture. We used to be a team that other teams used to want to copy and emulate. The defense get a turnover. We go in the end zone and celebrate. Everybody started doing it. The locker room celebrations. Everybody started doing it. We had our own little dance with the chopper style. Everybody started copying that, or trying to come up with their own little dance. Now, sure, nobody looking for us. Nobody checking for us. Had plenty of primetime games. Now we only lucky if we get one. Lucky we get two. So, like I say, man, we ain't got no seasoning with us. We ain't got no sauce with us. We done went from gumbo to goulash. And it's all because of Dennis Allen. It's all because of Dennis Allen. And I keep telling y'all, Dennis Allen he think he's Mike Vrabel, but he's not. He's not a good coach. Mike Vrabel is actually a good coach. That team been dealing with a lot of injuries, and a lot of their players that went out their prime. And the worst thing that they could have did was trade AJ Brown. But he's not no good coach like Mike Vrabel. He tried to run that same type of system over here. That ain't gonna work. We're a different type of team. That's a whole different other type of philosophy. That Atlanta game, all my passion was out the game. Before the game, I wasn't nervous. I ain't had no anxiety. I wasn't superstitious about anything, man. Before games, I used to be kind of superstitious. I used to be like, man, I ain't even much gonna wear these type of briefs or boxes or whatever because they red. I'm gonna wear my team colors. I'm gonna wear these black ones. I ain't even do that. I ain't do none of that. I ain't care in the world. Like, I don't care what Atlanta fans say. I didn't care if we lose. I didn't care if we win. I just ain't have no emotion. I was just so detached and all my passion was gone. And it's all because of Dennis Allen. I was actually rooting for us to lose because I felt like it'll be detrimental for us to win. Why you want to win and be in the same boat next year with Dennis Allen? We all miserable right now. Even the fans that's optimistic, they're miserable because we're not winning. So why win, limp into the playoffs because we won a trash division just to bring Dennis Allen back and be in the same boat we're going to be in next year that we are in this year? Just to say, oh, we won a division. We got that banner up, division champs. We was the leader of the trash. Just for that? Is that really worth it? Is that really worth it? I lost all my passion. I ain't have no anxiety before the Falcons game. I ain't had no superstitions. That fandom in me and that detachment was gone. Dennis Allen made it gone. But it could easily come back once we fire Dennis Allen. It could easily come back once we get a breath of fresh air in the quarterback room. It could easily come back when we get a offensive coordinator who can know how to put his guys in the right position to succeed. Don't run on 2nd and 10. Actually use their threats in the red zone like a Jimmy Graham who we bought in the building for God knows what. Actually use his receiver core that we have and scheme him open. Actually use Alvin Kamara to his strengths, moving him out in the slot, using them on rail routes against linebackers, making them do the Texas concept route out the backfield, actually getting mismatches. And that's another thing Alvin said. We don't use our weapons in mismatches anymore. The players are telling you everything in the interviews. Dennis Allen. Oh, we do have an identity. Our identity is an explosive offense. What? Explosive where? How are we explosive when Derek Carr got 10 touchdowns? Derek Carr got 10 touchdowns, and there's a quarterback in New York who lived with his parents who got 7, and he only started 4 games. Zach Wilson got 6, and he started the whole year. Well, I guess the first game ain't count, but he played most of the game. Derek Carr, the guy who supposed to, and that's another thing. Y'all felt like Derek Carr was just supposed to be the savior. I didn't have those expectations on Derek Carr. Like I just said, okay, Derek Carr could be, middle of the pack, if he's properly used. And he is not properly used. But at the same time, a good quarterback could overcome certain stuff. A good quarterback could overcome penalties in the red zone, pushing us back. A good quarterback could overcome his receivers dropping the ball. A good quarterback could overcome the defense not having a good day. A good quarterback could overcome him throwing a turnover or two. But he's not that good of a quarterback. He's pretty decent, but he's going to need an offensive coordinator or an offensive-minded head coach that's going to bring that best of him out of him to his ability. I refuse to believe if Jon Gruden or the coach everybody want Ben Johnson was the offensive coordinator of this team. I refuse to believe Derek Carr's stats will be looking like how it's looking right now with all these weapons around him. I refuse to believe that. So like I say, it's not all on Derek Carr. A lot of this is Pete Carmichael. But even with the bad plays that are being called, even with us not using our weapons to our full capability, a good quarterback could rise above that. When those throws are there, a good quarterback gonna hit the open read, go through his progressions, not stare down receivers, get the ball out quicker, move around in the pocket with his footwork, eluding tackles. A good quarterback is gonna do that. And like I said, Derek Carr, he is talented, but I don't like his mental makeup. I don't like his mental makeup as a leader, as a teammate. There's even rumors coming out that Davante Adams hated him. So it's like, damn, How Devontae Adams hate you, and that's who you played with in college. That's who came to you to play with after he left Green Bay. That's Devontae Adams had one of his best career statistic years when he played with the Raiders with Derek Carr. He still hated him? Man, come on, man. Something up with that. If one person saying something about you, ain't much to look into. If two people say something about you, okay, now it raises an eye. But if you got multiple people, you got 3 and 4 people saying the same thing about you, odds are it's probably true. And you need to look in the mirror. I don't. That's mascara he wears. Yeah, man. It probably is mascara. I'm gonna bring in Hurricane Mike. What up, Mike? What you got for us?
All right, so I have no words at this point. Like, look, so if you want to say that our offense is like has the potential, then okay, I would not be mad at that because every offense has potential. But the offense of the New Orleans Saints this season, in your eyes, is fast and explosive. Okay, so more like dead and depressing, but fast and explosive. Dude, I've only seen Derek Carr throw the deep ball like 3 times the entire year. So the explosive thing's out the water. And then freaking fast. How is it fast when we're not even scoring no touchdowns in the damn red zone? Congratulations. We walk up the field, man. I want to run up that field. I don't want to just like, I'm just going to continue my walk, man. Shut up! And then Dennis Allen, that was the first straw. But then Mickey Loomis comes in right after him and says some more bullcrap. He said stuff about the offense that was just completely stupid. And then, but this is what got me upset. He said he wanted to bring numbers into this, saying that the past 17 years we were good in the red zone. By any chance, did we ever have a Hall of Fame quarterback and a Hall of Fame coach working together the past 17 years? Did we ever have that?
Yep.
So you're basically saying that since we had a Hall of Fame QB, and I repeat, a Hall of Fame QB, and a Hall of Fame coach, I repeat, a Hall of Fame coach, that means that since that's our history, that means we're all of a sudden going to be going to the red zone. By any chance, is Drew Brees on the Saints? No cap. Is he still on the Saints?
Nope.
All right, and does Sean Payton does he still coach the Saints?
Man, Sean Payton is having his binoculars from his new kingdom, watching the old kingdom that he built burn the kingdom come right now.
Yeah, so he's on the Broncos, and last time I checked, the Broncos have like the biggest winning streak in the NFL right now. They do, right? Oh yeah. Well, maybe if we had those two, which we don't, maybe we would be good in the red zone. But we don't now, do we? So this is what I'm talking about, the bull crap. It's like I love the Saints. Like I'll always root for the Saints. I'll never want the Saints just to like get out of my life or stuck or anything. But Derek Carr keeps talking about the damn Raiders. Like, we're not the Raiders, so you can stop talking about them. Friggin' Dennis Allen keeps talking about fast and explosive when we're barely a top 20 running game. And in the passing game, the only reason we're 12th is because Alvin Kamara exists and there's something called flats and 2-yard routes. Because Derek Carr, he be throwing those passes, not because it's a smart play, because it's a completion. And I don't even know because Dennis Allen, man, like, it's not that I'm upset with him. It's that the NFL drug tested our punter last year for an 81-yard punt. But yet they don't drug test Dennis Allen because there's no way Dennis Allen is sober right now. There's no way Mickey Loomis is sober right now. There's no way. I refuse to believe Dennis Allen ain't drunk right now. or on drugs right now. Because you see, if he was sober right now, he'll tell the truth. He'll tell the truth. But no, I don't know if he got hit in the head and that just made him like retarded or whatever. But that's not how it works down here. That's not how it works. So pick up the phone. Pick up the phone. Yeah.
Yeah, and there's also some rumors going around that Derek Carr, he the one who got Penn and bench. Like Penn called him out in the Houston game for his play, and he's the one who got Penn and bench. And it's rumored to believe that when he was talking about Chris Olave, calling him out and all that, that was another reason why he was, lobbying for Hunter Renfrow. I ain't saying he wanted Hunter Renfrow to just take Chris Olave's spot, but it was damn gonna, shorten up Chris Olave's snaps.
Yeah. And cause one thing I have to say, and I was watching TJ Jones show a few days ago, and it actually makes sense, right? The Saints, right? And I was on the boat for at the trade deadline. The Saints, we needed a pass rusher because the only one who was getting to the quarterback was Carl Granderson, and some guys made some plays from here and there. But Chase Young and Montez Sweat were available. The Commanders, they had no business on trying to win. They were on a full rebuild for that defensive line. And we spent literally the entire trade deadline trying to get Hunter Renfrow. First of all, Hunter Renfrow, in my opinion, is kind of like, and y'all might call me crazy, I find him just like Brian Edwards. Just like a smaller Brian Edwards. Obviously Brian Edwards is on the team, but here's why I think he's like just like a smaller Brian Edwards. Because Hunter Renfrow, he knows how to play, he knows where to go. But he barely catches the ball. Y'all remember that Arizona game when the Raiders played Arizona last year? When it was in overtime, Hunter Renfrow caught the ball, and they were about to win the game, and then he fumbled the ball, and that ended up losing them the game. And I like Hunter Renfrow. This is not me dissing Hunter Renfrow. But are you seriously sitting there and telling me that instead of improving on the team, we're just going to add depth? I mean, it will be great now, but no. Hunter Renfrow is not going to make you a championship contender. Hunter Renfrow is not going to make – if you believe that the Saints, all they need is Hunter Renfrow, then they're back in it, then you should also be drug tested because that is not how it's going to go. Hunter Renfrow, is he good? Yes, I'll give him that. But he is not the missing piece for a Super Bowl caliber team, for a championship caliber team. Man, dude, Chase Young and Montez Sweat, those are two pieces that can make you championship caliber. Not no Hunter Renfrow. Ain't nobody, ain't no cornerback or safety gonna look at their matchup and say, "Oh my gosh, I got Hunter Renfrow. What am I gonna do?" Man, they ain't scared of no Hunter Renfrow. That's like saying that you're scared of Rashid Shaheed just walking. Man, that ain't nobody's scared of Hunter Renfrow. Shut up. Just shut up. No, nobody's scared of Hunter Renfrow. And if you think that, then you're obviously on drugs too.
Yeah, man. Not to mention, it don't seem like we even went after Derek Barnett when he hit waiver wire. So that's another myth by us.
Look, Shaquille Leonard is in free agency right now, and he already has it down to the Cowboys and Eagles. The Saints, did y'all even try to go after Shaquille Leonard? You see, the Saints, all they're worrying about is who played with Derek Carr. We have to get Derek Carr guys in here. Man, no.
Well, Leonard said he wanted to go to a contender, so I don't think he will view us as a contender. So I understand why he going to those two teams. And the Cardinals, they just released Zach Ertz. He said he wants to go to a contender. So I wouldn't be surprised if one of these teams, the rich gonna get richer.
Yeah, and this is what bugs me, right? The Saints, their offseason moves, they were pretty good. But this is what I said last time, I believe, after the Falcons game, right? Some Saints fans were complaining when we had Sean Payton. They were saying, "Man, Sean Payton, you don't get nobody, man. His biggest free agent sign in the past 2 years was Tanoh Kpassagnon. Man, I don't think he brings nobody in." But when they hired Dennis Allen, they're like, yes, let's go, baby. We got Dennis Allen. And he signed Tyrann Mathieu. He signed Jamal Williams. He even got Jarvis Landry, who only lasted a year. And he got so many good talent. But this is my response to y'all. Yes, we may have not drafted receivers. Yes, we may have not signed the big name talents. But we were winning back then. Sean Payton, his biggest signing was Drew Brees. He won a Super Bowl with that sign. But Sean Payton or Dennis Allen, he'd be signing the flashy players, the players that would bring fans in to watch. But we don't win with that team. I said this last time. I would take signing 2 players a year back then with Sean Payton than have all the Hall of Famers we have on the team now with Dennis Allen. Because you knew what you were getting, Sean Payton. You knew you were getting at least 500 or better. But with Dennis Allen, you don't know what you're getting. You don't know if you're going to put up 30. You don't even know if you're going to put up 10. You don't know if you're going to have a high-flying offense. You don't even know if the defense is going to crap the bed. So I would rather go back to the Sean Payton era where we barely signed anybody. We barely used our tokens. If it means we can bring that culture back. But no, we need the Tyrann Mathieu, the Marcus Mays, because Dennis Allen knows how to sign somebody. So, last time I checked, there's no Super Bowl rings for the off season. Man, y'all have to get off your fantasies. This ain't Madden where you can just sign everybody and be a Super Bowl contender. That's not how things work.
What you got for us for the Lions game? What you think? What your prediction is, and what you think of be our best interest to use our keys to victory to win?
Honestly, the scoring battle says it's not going to happen, but I just want to feel happy a little bit. The Saints beat the Lions 41-23. Is it going to happen? No. I just want to say something to make me happy, okay? But if the Saints actually do win 41-23, that would make me pretty happy. But I'm just going to say 41-23 just for the hell of it. But, yeah, in order for the Saints to win, and I watched a Thanksgiving game versus Green Bay, and that basically told me all I needed to know. In order for the Saints to beat the Lions at their home turf, this is what's going to need to happen. First of all, we're going to need to get pressure. Because I've watched Jared Goff play. When he's under pressure, he's not that great. He's not even that good when he's under pressure. And I know you can say that for a lot of quarterbacks, but I was watching that Green Bay game. Jared Goff, when he was under pressure, he was fumbling the ball, throwing wobbly passes. So if the Saints D-line, which I don't even know if they know that this word exists, but if they can get pressure, like I said, I don't know if it's in the dictionary, but if they can get pressure, Pressure, then maybe we have a chance. And if that don't work, then we're basically done. But also, how we can win, stop the run. Do not let David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs turn you into a toasted strudel. Don't let that happen. Man, because I'm not as much happier as any of these other Saints fans. I'm not, dude. I had high expectations, but that went out the window when I realized. By the way, guys, breaking news: Dennis Allen's who he is. Man, shut up. Yeah, Jerry, I know we're not winning Sunday, but I don't know. Maybe there's a possibility. I don't know, but yeah, even if we do win Sunday, that ain't gonna bring me no hope. I remember when I was celebrating a win over the Bears. That ain't gonna bring me no hope. Get your flying ass out of here. But yeah, that's how we're not gonna win because we're not gonna win. But let's see what we can do. And
well, Aiden Hutchinson hasn't had a sack in his 5 of his last 6 games, and their secondary without Chauncey back there and maybe like a player or two, they ain't all that good. Like they've been susceptible of giving up some passing yards from wide receivers. So, they haven't been doing well right there.
But no, Cap, you see, they're doing well. But you see, they've never played a receiving core that consists of A.T. Perry, Keith Kirkwood, and Lynn Bowden. So,
well, you already know my stance. I don't want to win. Like I want to lose so Dennis Allen could get fired. But I do want to see flashes from the young players. I kept telling people I think Shaq Davis is better than A.T. Perry, but since A.T. Perry is going to have his time to shine out there and prove me wrong, I would like to see some flashes out there from A.T. Perry. I would like to see him have some nice plays. I would like to see Lynn Bowden have some nice plays. I believe they're gonna really do a lot of trickery plays. I believe they're gonna do a lot of jet sweeps with Lynn Bowden. They might do some screens with Lynn Bowden. I believe that they're gonna send A.T. Perry on some post routes, curl routes, and they're just going to make the best of what they're going to have. I don't think Chris
Yeah, I'm
Olave
a big
is
AT.
able to play.
I know you're not big on Perry, but ever since you drafted him, I was high on AT Perry.
You said you were high on him?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people were high on him. It's just, when I looked at him, I didn't really see much to be excited about. I didn't like his speed. I didn't like his physicality. When it comes to catching the ball, he could be dropping some easy ones sometimes. When it comes to route running, I wasn't, blown away with that. When it comes to just being a player that got that dog in him, I just wouldn't have blown away with that. Like, it was just nothing I really, seen in A.T. Perry that I was blown away with. But Shaq Davis, at least he to me, he was just a little bit more explosive. He was a bigger wide receiver, and on top of that, I like the way he attacks the ball. But and another thing about A.T. Perry, he doesn't block good. Like he doesn't block good.
Yeah.
And things we value blocking.
Hey, okay, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the Saints doing a kicker tryout? I mean, I know they just brought in Austin Seibert, but how do you feel about them doing a kicker tryout, even though that's not even our worst position that we have to address?
Once again, why is it taking this long? We just started working on extra time in the red zone. Like, we usually do red zone on Fridays, but now we're doing extra practice on the red zone on Thursdays. Why is it taking this long? Why did it take bringing in a kicker? Why did it take bringing in the kicker 12 weeks into the season? Like, y'all, it's like they grabbed the fire extinguisher after the kitchen and the living room is on fire, instead of grabbing it when the kitchen is on fire.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't even know what to say anymore. The Saints, they suck. Derek Carr, you got hit by a frying pan when you were sleeping or something, because you were not like this with the Raiders. I refuse to believe that you just lost your talent overnight. Dennis Allen, you are a scumbag. Pete Carmichael, you're not even the dumbest person in the locker room. That's saying something. And this defense, I try to tell people Dennis Allen was not who you thought he was as a defensive mind, and people call me stupid. Look at y'all now. We're allowing freaking almost 20 points to Tyson Bagent. We're allowing Joshua Dobbs to go up and down the field, even though he just got exposed this past Sunday. Oh, did I forget to mention? We just let Desmond Ridder and the Falcons tear us up. So I tried to tell y'all, but no, I'm the dumb one for actually knowing things. But no, I tried to tell y'all Dennis Allen was not the great defensive mind that you thought he was. Y'all were saying that he was the Bill Belichick of defense. No.
This game gonna remind me of that Thanksgiving game we had with Sean Payton versus the Buffalo Bills. That's what this game is feeling like to me.
Yeah. Honestly, Trevor Siemian was better than Derek Carr. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm literally saying that.
Well, here's the thing when it comes to all the quarterbacks post Drew Brees. When it came to Trevor Siemian and Andy Dalton and what's the rookie name?
Jake Haener?
No, not Jake Haener.
Oh no, Ian Buck.
Ian Buck. When it came to all these guys, when they started these games, they were the backup, and sometimes they were the backup. So it's like we didn't have a certain expectation for them. So it's like when they did bad, we were mad. Yes, we were mad, but we put a certain expectation on Derek Carr, and that's why we're looking back and saying, "Oh, these guys are better than Derek Carr." But in actual reality, I don't really think they're just better than Derek Carr. I think that Derek Carr has he has a fragile. I don't think he likes his feelings, involved. I think when people criticize him, he takes criticism very, very poorly. And I think that, Pete Carmichael ain't been on the same page since the beginning of the season. You know, they tried
Yeah.
to make it seem like it was something else, but we seen him screaming at Pete Carmichael on the sidelines early in the
Yeah.
season. We seen that. Like this offense ain't been on the same page since
Yeah.
early in the season. And Emmanuel Sanders said that the offense has so many variations of, layers of, routes and concepts and just the philosophy. It is very, very, very hard to understand. And
Yeah.
Albert Barber said he ain't started learning the playbook until, like late in the season, his rookie year. And he had to get help from guys like uh I forgot the wide receiver. It was one big old wide receiver we had, but he wasn't all that. But he had to get help from a lot of guys like that. And, you know, I think
Yeah.
Derek Carr, I think he has a hard time, understanding this playbook. Like it just a lot of people say it's outdated, which it kind of is, but at the same time, it's still very complex because it's just so many different variations of concepts and stuff. But I think that he's having a hard time picking up the playbook. I think we have to dumb down the playbook, and by us dumbing down the playbook, it's more simple for defenses to strategize for. So when defensive coordinators are looking at film on us, it is very, very simple for them to come up with a game plan to stop us. Defensive coordinators are not up at night thinking, damn, how we're going to stop the Saints offense. We've seen, even when our division rivals, they're supposed to know us better than other teams, but even when our division rivals, when Marquez Crowley last year went on that route, what's the cornerback, Carlton Davis, he said, oh, I already knew the route you was doing. I already knew that was coming. Like, teams know what we're going to do before we do it. And a lot of times it comes with, our communication. We have the same communications. Like when we do our call outs and signals from the sideline to get to the quarterback, it hasn't changed in all these years. They never changed it.
Yeah. Yeah. And then people start complaining and stuff. And this is what I like to. Some people are saying that, like with Derek Carr and stuff, some people are saying that we should start Jameis. And I don't disagree. But Jameis Winston, I'm sorry. Like, he's not going to lead you to no Super Bowl. And neither is Derek Carr. So the future QB, the QB1 of the Saints, ain't on the team.
Well, I think a lot of people want Jameis to start just for the simple fact, well, if we're going to lose, at least let me be entertained and lose. I think a lot of
Yeah.
people are going with that. But me, I kind of think that Jameis Winston will probably give us a better chance to win, but I don't want to win. So I want Dennis Allen to hitch his wagon on Derek Carr and go down with the ship that he wanted in the beginning. So he don't have no excuses. I want him to fail on his face with Derek Carr with the ship that he wanted to sail in with on the season since the beginning of the season. Like, go ahead on and hit your wagon to him and don't change nothing up. Like he say, keep doing what you're doing. Go ahead on and keep doing what you're doing and let it lead us to 7-10, maybe 8-9 with a losing record. And all I could do is hope that Mickey Loomis do the right thing, and I wake up one Monday morning and see that breaking news. That's all I can hope.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Did you not hear what Mickey Loomis already said? He already said that we have the right guys in the building.
I think that in that press conference or that interview, I think that he's not going to just sit up there and throw. He's not going to sit up there and just throw Dennis Allen under the bus. Like he's not going to say, yeah, this Lions game, if he doesn't win this game, I'm going to fire him after the game. It's like he can't just come out and say that. And when it comes to our it's certain people in industries that give a lot of these public figures, they give them training on how to address the media and address questions. I don't think that team is doing a very good job on our coaching staff in our front office. Like it was easy to address the media when Sean Payton and Drew Brees were on the team because we were winning. So it's easy to just sit up there and just talk about a lot of positive stuff. You ain't have a lot of negative people. You ain't have a lot of negative questions coming at you with all these media people asking all these questions. So it's like Mickey Loomis is kind of in uncharted territory right now. It's like, damn, I don't know what I'm doing, but he want to be that he want to model his team after the Steelers and just kind of like, don't look like a dysfunctional organization by firing people and making it look like you're impatient and stuff. But man, I disagree, man. You gotta, if you know something is not working, you have all the evidence and documentation that is not working, you gotta just go head on and just be logical. This dude is 20-44 as a head coach, I believe. So you have all this evidence. You gave him everything he wanted. You gave him his staff that he didn't have last year. He didn't have nobody to challenge him. You gave him his quarterback. He didn't want Jameis Winston from the get-go. He wanted Deshaun Watson. He alienated Jameis Winston. You gave him your You gave him the quarterback he wanted. You were healthy for 10 weeks of the season. Out those 10 weeks, you had a 500 record, even though you had the weakest schedule in the whole NFL, even though that schedule got even weaker when a lot of the quarterbacks you was supposed to face, you didn't even face them, and the backup still came in and did productive. So that lets you know all the evidence and documentation that this guy is a poor head coach. Is he a good defensive coordinator? Yes, but he's a poor head coach. It takes more than just getting your defense right to run the whole team. And by him being a head coach, he's taking a step back on focusing in on his defense. He's not scheming up and cooking up a lot of good defensive strategies for our players. And Cam Jordan even said it himself. We don't even rush 4 people. We don't rush 5 people. We don't send a blitz. We only rushing 3 people. That's why we can't get home. So,
yeah, I agree. Because, like, this is, for example, you know how I said that the Saints were going to basically be playing backup QBs or QBs that were just not that good other than this game the entire season? Well, I believe the Saints are 2-2 versus backup QBs. 2-2.
And 1-2 in the division.
Yeah. Actually, no. Well, technically 3-2 if you count Ryan Tannehill, but back then he was a starter. But, like, the Saints, like, and plus, we gave Dennis Allen a little bit of credit for the only thing he could do. And you know what that was? Beating the Falcons. Because whenever you beat the Falcons, you can get fired, but you're going to at least have, like, a statue in our heart or something for beating the Falcons. You couldn't even do that correctly. Dennis Allen, you will pay for your sins.
Yeah. Well, Mikey, I believe that the Cowboys Seahawks game is on. I don't want to hold the stream up any longer.
Cowboys up 3-0 right now.
You got anything else you want to say before we end the stream, man?
Yeah.
Any last thoughts?
Yeah. I know everybody probably thinks that, like, especially on John O'Barn show, that every time we lose a game, I'm gonna be probably ticked off. Nah, man, I'm gonna start doing weird stuff. So, yeah.
Hey, well, there you have it, man. Thanks for calling in, Mike. You always call in, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, all right. See you later.
All right, man. See you later. Yeah, man. Shouts out to Mike, man. He always calling in, always supporting the show. That's all you can ask for, man. When you got a channel. Once again, Who That Nation. I really believe that, everybody's, I think most of the people just want Dennis Allen gone. I think majority of the fan base does. They have a little cult following that he has. Believe it or not, like Dennis Allen got a little motion out there. I won't be surprised if they have like a Dennis 101 account, just like they got that Jameis 101 account on Twitter. But I just refuse to believe that Mickey Loomis will retain this guy if we would have actually missed the playoffs, lose the division, go like 7-10, maybe 8-9. I refuse to believe that he'll bring this guy back. I really do. I really do. I really think that he's trying to just put a lot of inspiration in Dennis Allen. It's like when you have a kid, you don't want to just tell them, damn man, you kind of suck. You're gonna tell them, all right, buddy, we'll get them next time. You're not gonna just tell them your true feelings, but you gonna have to show action when action needs to finally be addressed. And I think he's gonna show action when action finally needs to be addressed. And I think he's gonna just say, man, Dennis Allen, I appreciate a lot that you have done for the organization. You changed our defense around. You turned us into contenders. Well, you helped turn us into contenders with after our 2017 draft. But I think we're gonna just go in another direction. And like as far as Dennis Allen go, I honestly believe that he's a good defensive coordinator. He's not a good head coach. He's not a good leader, and he is he's like a good team builder. He's a good pitcher. Like when it comes to pitching these free agents to come into the organization, he's good at that. When it comes to having a vision for a team before the season starts and putting all of the building blocks to the team in order for the team to have success, I believe he's good at that. He's just not good when the season starts and being a head coach and just getting the right preparation out of him. Like he could construct it, but he can't man it. And I really think that Dennis Allen calling card is probably just either defensive coordinator like he been doing, or maybe like a front office position like Jeff Ireland. So, like I say, man, maybe if Mickey doesn't want to fire him, he can just maybe promote him to like be Jeff Ireland assistant or something like that. But other than that, I don't believe he's the right man to be a head coach, and I refuse to believe that Mickey Loomis will, in fact, bring him back. Like I don't think Mickey is just some dumb GM. I don't think that he's just saying all the political correctness stuff. That's what I believe. Saying he believes we have the right people in the building sounds like he wants DA another shot. I don't believe that. I think that he's just saying that to you don't want to work for nobody who doesn't believe in you. You don't want to work for somebody and they just say, man, you suck. If you don't get this right, I'm gonna have to fire you. You don't want to work for nobody like that. You want to work for somebody saying, man, I believe in you, man. I think that you could turn things around for this company. I think you could turn things around for this organization. I think you could turn things around for this business. You want to work for somebody like that. And I just refuse to believe that he actually believes that, but he's just saying that. You want to have a person's back that you hired. And not only that, I think that him and Dennis Allen are like real good friends. And a lot of people feel like that's the problem. We too much of a buddy system going on with the organization. But at the end of the day, if you hide your friend, you when you get asked publicly about them, you're gonna want to dress certain things up. You're gonna just dress it up and make it look like you ain't gonna just say your actually true feelings. You might say your actually true feelings up to them in private. Now in private, I do believe that Mickey Loomis is saying, Dennis, you know, I don't think that this is gonna be sustainable. Like if you don't change things and get things turned around by the end of the season, and especially if we don't win a division, I'm going to have to let you go. Now, if we win a division, I do think he'll hire him back. But I, I wouldn't hire him back even if we won a division. Like me personally, even if we won a division and had a playoff berth, I still would fire Dennis Allen. Like winning a division is not enough because the division is trash. So it's like all we did was win a division that everybody sucked in the whole division. We had one coach get fired mid-season in a division. We had one team lost like 5 in a row in the Bucks. I think they lost 4-5 in a row. And the Falcons, Arthur Smith is in the same boat as Dennis Allen. They don't use their offensive weapons a lot like they're supposed to. They Arthur Smith is basically in the same boat. They fans feel the same about him as we do about Dennis Allen. So it's like, what you got to be proud of by winning this division? Nothing. Did he at least say coaching needs to be better? I mean, I didn't watch the whole interview or the whole press conference. I just heard like little cliff notes, and all he basically was saying was he believed in Pete Carmichael and Dennis Allen. He believed that they can fix this. So by him saying that they can fix this, I guess he's kind of, I guess that basically answers your question right there. Like, yes, this needs to be better. They can fix this. I got the confidence in them. You know, but once again, I think he's just saying that. Now, I could be wrong. He could bring Dennis Allen back after we have a 7-9, 8-9 season, and if that happens, if he chooses to go and say yes, I want Dennis Allen back, then at that point, I think that Gail needs to step in and say, no, this can't happen like this, because she let it be known that Stan Van Gundy for the Pelicans wouldn't get another season, and he only had one season, and he lost the locker room. Once he lost the locker room, they had to get him up out of there. So hopefully that Gail Benson ain't just so far removed and just so in denial or delusional about the Saints that she allows Mickey Loomis to bring Dennis Allen back. And like I say, man, I mainly want Dennis Allen gone because, first of all, he's just not a good head coach, period. Like, why would you want a head coach that's not good coaching in general? And then second of all, is because this quarterback class that's coming out. I want the next head coach to choose his quarterback of the future and just sit him behind Derek Carr, because we obligated to Derek Carr for like at least one more season. After that season, we have an out. Like, the contract says three years or something like that, but after next season, we have an out. So I just want the next head coach to pick his quarterback, and hopefully it's an offensive minded head coach, and he stick with that quarterback, and then he could just sit behind Carr for a year. And I want him to learn a new playbook, because if we have a new playbook, if we have a new coach, he's going to bring in a whole new staff. And that means when he have his offensive mind, hopefully he has an offensive mind, or if he's not an offensive mind, he bring another offensive coordinator. They're going to give the offense a new playbook. So they're going to have to learn it. So that whole year that rookie is sitting, I want that rookie to understand that playbook. So that's why I don't want Dennis Allen to be here another year. Because let's just say we do pick a rookie quarterback, and let's just say that Dennis Allen's still the head coach. Okay, if Dennis Allen get fired after that, and then we bring in another head coach, okay, now that rookie gonna have to learn a whole new playbook. So that's why I want everything to just happen all at the same time, so it don't be no reset buttons nowhere around. I don't want any reset buttons with the playbook and all this and all that. Like, I just want everybody on the same type of timing. That's what I want. But I'm gonna get ready to close out the stream. This has been a very therapeutic stream for me. I had a lot of built up talking points. I'm sure I probably didn't even cover everything that I wanted to say on this stream, because there's just so many things going through my mind. But yeah, man, I'm gonna go ahead on and check out this Seahawks Cowboys game. Hopefully these Cowboys could lose. I can't stand them. And I say it again, man. If we do go to the playoffs, if we have to face the Cowboys, sure, if we were to beat the Cowboys, then Dennis Allen, he could have his own hand grenade named after him, a street named after him. They could build a statue. Hell, they could even give him his own goddamn po' boy sandwich. But shit, I still want him fired after that still. But I Who That Nation, man. It's been a good stream, man. I'll get back to it maybe tomorrow or Saturday. We're gonna talk about the Lions game more in depth, and I'm gonna give my prediction and my score prediction. And I also have another interview coming up. I think y'all gonna like this person. They're gonna have some good points they're gonna be talking about, and they're very funny. They're a very funny person. So be on the lookout for this next interview, man. I got y'all. But until then, man, y'all be safe and who that.